Welcome to Sports Talk.
Welcome in, everybody, to Sports Talk. I'm Jackson, and today we're talking about the Kansas City Royals. The Kansas City Royals are a very, very interesting team this year. They've signed Carlos Santana, they've signed Michael A. Taylor, they brought back Greg Holland, they brought back Jorge Soler, both on one-year deals. This team is very, very interesting to me. They've been very, very active in the free agent market so far. The new owner, John Sherman, who bought the team last year, has said he's made it clear that he wants to spend money and he wants to get to the postseason sooner or later with GM Dayton Moore. But this team, I think they just need a couple. They're a couple pieces away. Number one, I think they really do need an outfield bat or just an outfielder in general. With Alex Gordon retiring, the Royals are very, very lackluster in the outfield. Because Alex Gordon, he just brings in that veteran presence. He's a leadership guy. He's been there his entire career. Missing a guy like that really, really hurts a team, believe it or not. But remember, they do have guys like Franchy Cordero, who they got from the Padres in the beginning of the season. Edward Olivares, who they got for Trevor Rosenthal at the trade deadline. Michael Taylor, he's probably going to step in and play more of a defensive role for that team. Michael Taylor, he reminds me, you remember when the Royals, they brought in John Jay in 2018? That's what I kind of think of Michael A. Taylor. He's going to play kind of that John Jay defensive role for the Royals. But a guy that I really, really like for them to bring in is free agent outfielder Josh Peterson, big left-handed power bat. Put that bat in the middle of the order between a guy like Salvador Perez or Carlos Santana or Jorge Soler. He's going to exceed in that lineup. That big power bat in the middle of the order will just, man, it would just be very, very beneficial for this Kansas City Royals team. Another thing I would really, really like to see that I think one of their bigger needs is the bullpen. This Royals bullpen really does have a lot of potential. I really, really do love Josh Staumont. He throws very, very hard. He hit like, I think he hit 103 this year. Mike Minor, I don't know what they're gonna do with him when they brought him in recently, as well as Santana, all those guys. I don't know what they're gonna do with him. He was more when he was with Kansas City the first time. He was a relief pitcher. In Texas, he was a starter. We'll have to see what he does there. Jake Newberry, I very much like him. I think he kind of fits that Wade Davis role, kind of when Wade Davis wasn't the closer. Jesse Hahn did very, very well in that bullpen last year. So this team's very, very young in the bullpen wise, but a guy I really, really want them to bring back, actually, who they traded in the at the trade deadline, is Trevor Rosenthal. Trevor Rosenthal revived his career in Kansas City. I think he loved Kansas City. I'm pretty sure he's from Kansas City. If you don't know that, but I think if they bring back Trevor Rosenthal, have that set closer where they don't have to, at spring training, bunch around what they want as a closer, who they need to be their closer. If they just bring in Trevor Rosenthal, I think Rosenthal could fit on a 2-year, even a 1-year deal. I'll be okay with. But Trevor Rosenthal, that set closer, it really just frees up a manager's mind. But also Greg Holland kind of could be the closer. Who knows? They could do a lot of things. But I would very much like to see them bring back Trevor Rosenthal on a short-year contract. Another thing I really want to touch up on here is this team's young pitching. Brady Singer exceeded my expectations last year. He pitched very, very well towards the end. He almost no-hit the Cleveland Indians. He took it in. I think he almost brought it into the 9th. I think he got 2 outs in the 8th when he gave that hit. Chris Bubich, lefty. I think he's my favorite out of all of them. I love Chris Bubich. I think he's got the most potential. Jackson Kowar, Daniel Lynch in the minor league systems. Asa Lacy, who they just drafted with the 4th overall pick in this past draft. But you also got to remember, this team has got a lot of veteran pitching as well. Danny Duffy, he's been there. He's won the World Series with this team. Brad Keller, he's young, but he's stepping up. He's going to have to step up and be a veteran role. He's going to have to teach these pitchers, all right, this is what we do here. I think this team, if these young pitchers excel next year, I expect, Brady Singer and Chris Bubich, they're going to be up there. Jackson Kowar and Daniel Lynch, I honestly expect them to be up in the MLB this year. I think they're going to be up soon. I think maybe like a month into the season. Maybe they'll even start. Brady Singer started this year on the roster, which surprised me. I didn't expect it yet. I think I wouldn't be surprised if one of those two started the year on the roster. But again, this young pitching and then this very, very talented lineup, I think this team can get back to the postseason this year. I really do. I really do think, because we got to think about it. If they're going to stay with the 8, since the season's most likely going to be shortened again, if they stay with the 8 playoff teams, this team almost snuck into the playoffs last year. They were only they were like in 10th place, 11th place, and I think they went 26-34 or 28-32. They were a very, very underrated team last year, and with just the veteran presence and the young pitching this team has, don't be surprised if they go back to the postseason. I expect Jacob Junis to take a leap this year. Brad Keller, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he took a very big leap this year. Mike Minor, I expect him to be a very, very big veteran presence. What I like about this team the most is just the veterans, all right? You lose a veteran like Alex Gordon, you got to bring in guys back. Carlos Santana is a perfect example. He's been around the league for a very, very long time. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to win. He knows how to hit. What I'm basically trying to say is what this team was in 2014 and 2015 when this team went to the World Series back-to-back years, it was all young pitching and young hitting, but then you had the few veterans in there. Greg Holland was a veteran. Alex Gordon, Lorenzo Cain's been around. Alcides Escobar, Alex Rios, all those guys, they were veterans, and then they were surrounded by this young core. And when we saw Eric Hosmer and Lorenzo Cain and all those guys come up together, that's what I'm seeing with Brady Singer and Whit Merrifield almost, and Alberto Mondesi. It's these veterans, and then just they're surrounded by these core of young, very, very talented players. But that's all I got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know what team you want me to talk about next. All I got to say is just don't be surprised if this team goes to the postseason. I said it first. Let me know if you find anyone else who said the Royals are going to make the playoffs this year. I haven't heard anyone say it. So I'm just going to be the first one to say it, because I know there's got to be someone else thinking it. They're just afraid to say it. But make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you go follow us on Instagram, Twitter, all the socials. Will be in the description below. We'll see you next time. Peace.